All confusion in the homework? Able to do it? Identification of cash credit and effects. So let us continue with that bank transaction, what we were doing. Lastly, we had done with 54. So, dividend, raise your hand. What is dividend? Money?
Income for the shareholders.
Income
For the shareholders.
for the shareholders. Income for the shareholders, but its meaning, Fatima? Atifa. Yes, profit of the company distributed amongst the shareholders is called dividend and it is an income. So what did I tell you yesterday, that it directly goes into your bank account. So whenever dividend is received, it will be always assumed that bank is the receiver. Look at 55th transaction agenda. Complete silence. Purchased 100 shares of Reliance Industries at rupees 900 each by check. Now purchased 100 shares at rupees 900 each by check. So first of all, who is the receiver? No one is the receiver. Bank is the receiver. Because if you have, no, bank is the giver. We have purchased by check means we will pay the money by check. So bank is not the receiver, bank is the giver. So if I ask you who is the receiver? No one is the receiver. What comes in? Shares comes in. Okay, shares comes in. So effect 1 will be written down. 55th transaction, effect 1. Shares comes in. Affects shares of Reliance Industries account. Okay, you can also call it as investment account. Shares of Reliance Industries account. And second effect, who is the giver? Bank is the giver, because we have given check. So money will be directly paid from our bank. We discussed yesterday. If we receive check, we will say bank is the receiver. And if we give check, we will say bank is the giver. Here we have given the check, so we will say bank is the giver. Affects bank account. Any confusion in this? Solve 56, 57, 58, 59 on your own. And I'll discuss that. In which transaction? 55? We have purchased the shares and paid by check. So if we have purchased the shares and given the check, then money will be paid directly from our bank account. So bank is the giver. Whenever we say bank is the receiver, what do we actually mean by that? Whenever we say bank is the receiver, our account in the bank is the receiver. And whenever we say bank is the giver, what do we mean by that? Our account in the bank is the giver. So from our account the money will be paid, therefore bank is the giver. All of you should be trying it on your own without discussions. All of you must be able to judge the effects on your own. Continue with the things. Right or wrong, try it on your own. If you are not confident, you may write it with pencil. If you are not confident with any effect, then write it with pencil. Lot of noise is coming on your own without the discussions. Check the effects of 56. Received check of 3,000 from Suraj. So bank is the receiver, affects bank account. Suraj is the giver, affects Suraj account. Who all got it wrong? Which keyword mistake?
Check received as a income.
Never. We discussed yesterday, if check is received, then what will you do with the check? Deposit it in the bank. So bank is the receiver. Check received is never an income. No. Second effect also, it's not an income. For what purpose did we receive from Suraj? We don't know. Silence. Maybe in past we sold goods to Suraj, and now he is paying that money. So he is settling the liability which was created earlier. So you cannot say it's an income until unless it is mentioned is received for rent, commission. You'll say Suraj is the giver of its Suraj account. Okay. Anyone else having any other doubts in this? Next. Salary is an expense of its salary account. Who all have written Raju is the receiver? Raise your hand. I discussed with you in the last period. Whenever there is any expense or income, they are cash transactions. And in cash transactions, name of person will not come. Whenever, yes, so check is a cash transaction. Yes? Do we need to remember the name of Raju? We have already paid him the salary. We don't have to remember his name. Whenever, silence please. When I am discussing something, I want pin drop silence. No one should be talking in between. Don't invite impositions for yourselves. Whenever any expense or income is involved, it is always a cash transaction. And in expense and income transactions, person's name will not be written. Because we don't have to remember the name of person, the money is already paid or the money is already received. Like here we have already given the check of salary. So do we have to still pay any amount to Raju in future? Should we remember the name of Raju? We have already given the money. So all of you repeat after me. If there is any expense, or income, person's name will not be recorded. One more time. If there is any expense or income, person's name will not be recorded. Okay? So salary is an expense of its salary account, bank is the giver of its bank account. Who all could get it right? Then next, telephone bill is an expense of its telephone bill account, bank is the giver of its bank account. Who all have written BSNL is the receiver? Same mistake. So name will not come when there is any expense or income. Yesterday also we discussed this point. 59, bank is the receiver of its bank account. Tarak is the giver of its Tarak's loan account. Don't write only Tarak account. Whenever you borrow loan or give loan to someone, the word loan will be written in the name of account. Reason? Normally if you don't write the name, means that person is either your debtor or your creditor. So how would you differentiate in your books of accounts that loan is borrowed or given and the person is not a debtor or creditor, means not a customer or supplier? To differentiate that, we mention the word loan. So if only Tarak is mentioned, means possibly he is our supplier or customer. But if you mention the word Tarak's loan, that will indicate that we have borrowed loan from Tarak or we have given loan to Tarak. So remember this, whenever we borrow or give loan to someone, along with the person's name, we will also mention the word loan. So Tarak is the giver, affects not Tarak account, you will say Tarak's loan account. Got it everyone? Whenever we borrow loan or give loan, along with the name of person, we will also mention the word loan. Yes, Aaron?
But if Tarak is giving check, then bank is given.
If Tarak is giving check to us, we are not giving to Tarak.
But we have received check, so bank would not be given.
What will you do with the check received?
Deposit in bank.
So bank is the
Giver.
you deposit the check in the bank, then why bank is the giver? But
Tarak is giving check to us, so
Tarak is giving check to us, we will deposit that check in the bank, so bank is the receiver. When we give check to Tarak, then bank will pay the money from our account, then bank is the giver. Here we are not giving the check, we are receiving the check. Therefore I made you write that yesterday, whenever check is received, you will always say bank is the receiver, and whenever check is given, you will always say bank is the giver. Any other confusions in this? Yes.
So my confident cash goes out.
Where is cash going out? But
Check is the means cash transaction.
transaction is cash, but cash transaction doesn't mean that cash will come in or go out. Even check received or given are considered to be cash transactions. Payment or receipt is done. Meaning of cash transaction is not cash comes in or goes out. What is the meaning of cash transaction? On the spot payment is done. That is the meaning of cash transaction. So cash transaction doesn't necessarily mean cash will come in or cash will go out. Yes, any other confusions in this? Yes. What happened in 56? Received check from Suraj. We are receiving it from Suraj. So Suraj is the giver. He is giving us the check. And check receipt we will deposit in the bank. So bank is the receiver of X bank account and Suraj is giving us the check. So Suraj is the giver of X Suraj account. Okay. Yes, any other confusions? All are clear with it? So now we take up with mixed examples. Now mixed examples we will solve few in the class and rest will all go in your homework. Because all the basic aspects are covered in the class. Now we have to take up the next topic. Okay. So mixed examples, let us try to solve maximum as far as possible. Look at transaction 16. Purchased, yes, silence. So much practice is done by now, almost 59. So now I will be asking you personally and only that person will answer what I am asking. Others will not speak in between. Yes, Janvi? In settlement transactions, name will come. Settlement means what? In past, you purchased or sold the goods on credit. So that person is going to pay the money in future. So in cash transactions, particularly those which are settlement, name will come. Otherwise in cash transactions, name will not come. But in cash transactions which are of settlement transactions in nature, name will come. Okay. Yes, any other confusions? Still raise your hand from 55 to 59. All are clear with this? So next one's now. No discussions, Jingle and Ruba. Purchase goods for cash rupees 12,000. Isha.
Goods comes in FX sales account and cash goes out FX cash account.
Zeba.
Goods comes in FX purchase account and cash goes out FX cash account.
Correct. Purchase goods or purchase account. When you sell goods, then it is sales account. So now, write down effect 1. Goods comes in affects purchases account and effect 2 cash goes out affects cash account. Now actually we need not ask the question, so many transactions are done, so you must be directly able to identify the effects. Okay, if you are confused, then ask the question in your mind. Who is the receiver, what comes in, which expense is incurred? Who is the giver, what goes out and which income is earned? And directly if you are able to identify, well and good. Okay, if anyone is not clear, then you ask me, I will explain it in detail. Anyone having any confusion with the 68th transaction, raise your hand. 61st, Gaurav, sold goods for rupees 700.
Cash comes in cash account. Goods goes out affect sales account.
Correct, write down everyone. 61st, sold goods, so cash comes in affects cash account. Do underline the keywords and effect 2. Goods goes out affects sales account. Any confusions? Anyone who wants me to explain any of the two again? Then 62nd, 62nd transaction, all of you number it as 62A because one more transaction 62B I will dictate in the notebook related to that. 62nd transaction number it as 62A. Okay. Now 62A. Nandini, purchase goods from Deepika rupees 850.
Goods comes in affects purchase accounts and Deepika is the giver affects Deepika.
Very good, correct. Name is given means it's a credit transaction. So first effect will be goods comes in affects purchases account. And name is given means it's a credit transaction. So Deepika is the giver. Gaurav, stand up, write this transaction 20 times by tomorrow. Deepika is the giver, affects Deepika's account. Did you understand this? Anyone having any confusion in it? Then in your notebook I write down 62B. Did I tell you to sit down? I was just about to tell you to stand for the whole period. Yes, write down 62B. Deepika returned goods of rupees 200. Now put your pens down and understand this concept properly. Sorry, one correction. Instead of Deepika returned goods, make it returned goods to Deepika. Instead of Deepika returned goods, make it returned goods to Deepika. Returned goods to Deepika rupees 200. Now understand this properly. Whenever return transactions take place, what you are supposed to do is whatever effects we have given earlier, simply reverse them. How will you reverse them? Understand it. Put your pens down. Second effect now will become first. And first effect now will become second. You reverse it. And how will you reverse it? Second effect now will become first. And first effect now will become second. See, we purchase goods from Deepika. So Deepika is the giver. Now we return back to Deepika. So who is Deepika? Receiver. So that second effect now will become first. Deepika is the receiver. Deepika is the receiver, affects Deepika's account. And when we purchase goods from Deepika, goods comes in. Now we are returning the goods to Deepika, so goods goes out. Goods goes out. But whenever you return the purchased goods, the name of account will be purchase return account. You not write sales account because practically we are not selling to Deepika, we are returning the goods. So whenever purchased goods are returned back, what will be the name of account? Purchase return account. And if sold goods are returned back, sales return account. If purchased goods are returned back, the name of account will be purchase return account. If sold goods are returned back, the name of account will be sales return account. Did you all understand this portion? And what you are supposed to do whenever there is a return of goods? reverse the earlier effects. Once again, whenever there is return of goods, reverse the earlier effects. Understood that? So second effect will become, but reverse means don't write Deepika if the giver goods comes in. Reverse means apply the logic also. We are returning the goods to Deepika, so that now will become Deepika is the receiver. And now we are returning the goods, so now goods goes out. That way you will reverse the effects. Any confusion in that? That you know. Correct. Okay. Sit down, Gaurav. And don't talk in between, okay? Yes, now listen, yesterday I explained you the meaning of dividend. That dividend means the profits of the company distributed amongst the shareholders is called dividend. When I was discussing and winding up the things, Arushi asked me a question. What shall we do when there is a loss faced by the company? When there is a loss faced by the company, no dividend will be there. Because dividend you can get only when the company earns profit. If the company incurs loss, then loss cannot be distributed amongst the shareholders. It is to be borne by the shareholders in the form of decrease in the market price of shares. So that loss will be borne by them. But it is not like profits then company will pay to the shareholders and loss then shareholders will pay to the company. Shareholders don't have to pay anything to the company, which we will study in the subject of business organization in detail later on why the liability is limited. Okay, but otherwise, dividend will take place only when there is profit. Dividend cannot be given by the company when there is loss. Is everyone clear with this? Who else is writing the 62B? Okay, for the 63, Gaurav. Place an order with Gaurav for supplying goods of rupees 5,000. Correct, sir. Non-economic transaction, write it down everyone over there. Non-economic transaction. Okay? Then, Kanisha. Sold goods of rupees 900.
Goods cash comes in, affects cash account. Goods goes out, affects sales.
Correct, sir. We are selling the goods, so now cash comes in, affects cash. Harshita and Jani Sana. 64th transaction, you write 20 times. Pin drop silence when I am discussing, and I am going to do all the transactions as far as possible in the class. So no need to discuss. Two heads are better than one only if they are not stupid. And presently, when accountancy new concepts are going on, all the 60 heads in the class are stupid. Until and unless you get the grip of the subject, your minds are going to reveal funny answers only. So when I am discussing something, I want pin drop silence and 100% attention to that. When that concept comes again, and you are not able to answer it to me, then I will make you at 100 times at that point of time. So no one should be talking in between. So there are 3 of you. Yes, 64. Sold goods of 900, so effect 1. Cash comes in. Affects cash account. And effect 2. We have sold goods, so goods goes out. Affects sales account. I hope everyone is underlining the key points as I am doing it on the board.
Yes.
Next, sold goods to Kantila rupees 7,000. Anuj Cutie, please answer it.
Cash comes in, affects cash account.
And
Goods goes out, affects sales account.
wrong. Anjali, what is your name? Below, behind me. Isha.
Candela is the receiver affects Candela account. Goods goes out affects goods.
Correct, sit down. Anuj, what is the first question we asked to ourselves in the effects? Who is the receiver? Sold goods to Kantila. Kantila is the receiver. Why did you even go to the second effect when you get the answer in the first itself? And name is given Kantila means it's a credit transaction. So cash cannot come in. Name is given Kantila means it is a credit transaction. So cash cannot come in. Understood that? Sit down. Sit down. Effect 1. Kantilal is the receiver. Affects Kantilal account. And effect 2. Goods goes out. Affects sales account. Anyone having any confusion on this? All are clear up till here? Then next. Raise your hand. Gaurav sent goods as per our order. 2 effects I want. Janvi?
Sir, it is not.
Non-economic. It is an economic transaction.
Yes.
How I explain you? See here. If you remember, I discussed that giving and receiving the orders is non-economic. Now tell me, today I give order to Janvi to supply goods of 5,000 after 10 days. It is non-economic because today no exchange is taking place. I have given her the order that she should give me the goods after 10 days. Now after 10 days, when she sends the goods to me, at that time is it an economic or non-economic transaction? Economic. After 10 days when you send the goods to me, then I have to pay you the money also. So I have to remember the name of Janvi in my books of accounts. So at that time I have to pass the entry. Now here look at transaction number 63. Placed an order with Gaurav. That was non-economic transaction. And then transaction 66, Gaurav sent the goods as per our order. So now it is an economic transaction. When we placed the order, we treated it as non-economic. But now if he is sending the goods, do you receive the goods or not?
Yes.
So you'll say goods comes in affects purchases account and Gaurav is the giver affects Gaurav's account. Understood that? Raise your hand who is still not clear with it, Prachi.
Sir, first transaction, goods comes in. Like,
Yes, we placed an order with Gaurav for supplying the goods. So he is going to send the goods. And it is given also Gaurav sent the goods as per our order. Means he is sending the goods to us. So goods comes in affects purchases account and Gaurav is the giver affects Gaurav. Did all of you understand it? Yes, Adifa.
sir, it will not come goes out because we are sending it.
We are not sending. Gaurav is sending the goods to us. We placed an order with him. See transaction 63? Placed an order with Gaurav. We placed an order with Gaurav. And now see transaction 66? We did not send goods to Gaurav. It is given Gaurav sent the goods to. Means he is sending the goods to us. So goods comes in. Okay. Digvijay?
Sir, there is no mention of exchange of cash or credit.
So credit. Gaurav name is given. Na? Name is given means it's a credit transaction. Otherwise they would give you. Gaurav sent the goods as per our order and we paid cash. Or Gaurav sent the goods as per our order and we paid check. That would be given. So your name is given means it's a credit transaction. Yes, any other doubts? All are clear with this? So write down effect 1. Goods comes in. Gaurav is the giver, affects Gaurav account. Anyone having any doubt in this? Next one. Mark it important. Raise your hand. Purchase goods of 22,000 from Desai Brothers and sold half of it to Patel and Sons. Desai Brothers, not Desi Brothers. Tell me both the effects.
Both comes in affects purchases account. Sales side looks is the giver.
Bros is brothers. The short form is BROs, as you say, bro. That way. Desai Brothers is the giver affects Desai Brothers account. And what about this? And sold half of it to Patel and Sons.
No point.
Prachi,
Receivers card.
Arushi,
Patel and Sons are the receivers, affects Patel and Sons account. And giver, Desai Brothers are giver, affects Desai Brothers.
two effects. Patel is receiver and Desai is the giver. Okay. Anyone else? Atifa? No. So no, nothing reverse. Instead of two effects, it will have four effects. Practically speaking, there are two transactions in this. There are two transactions really involved in it. One is purchase transaction, second is sale. So four effects will come. Okay. So first effect, write down, purchased goods from Desai. So goods comes in, affects purchases account, and effect two, Desai Brothers is the giver, affects Desai Brothers account. Is everyone clear with this? This is the first transaction's two effects. Then second transaction sold half of it to Patel and Sons. So again two more effects. Third effect, Patel and Sons is the receiver, affects Patel and Sons account. And effect 4, goods goes out, affects sales account. Okay, but remember the name of system is double entry bookkeeping system. The name remains double entry only. You will find in between some transactions with three effects also. That doesn't mean that it becomes triple entry system. And if you find four effects, then triple entry system. Nothing like that. Okay, it remains double entry only. That you'll understand at a later stage that we give two effects, debit and credit. Four effects would be taking place in such a way that debit amount would be equal to credit amount. Four effects will take place in such a manner that debit amount will be equal to credit amount. So we call it as double entry bookkeeping system. Further, 68. Sold goods to Nalin rupees 10,000. Last second page. What is your name? Janvi. You are Janvi and Rudra. So Rudra has to write that. No? Here's Janvi.
Effect 1, learning is the receiver, affects learning account, effects goes out, affects
Correct. So now, name is given means it's a credit transaction. So effect 1, Nalin is the receiver, affects Nalin account. And effect 2, goods goes out, affects sales account. Aaron, don't talk in between.
मैं तो कुछ बोला भी नहीं।
इशारे कर रहा था ना।
When I turn back, you and Sohail were discussing something.
Yes.
Goods goes out, affects sales account. Yes, any confusion so far? 69. Need. Received check from Nalin rupees 5,000.
Bank is the receiver, affects bank account. Nalin is the giver, affects Nalin account.
Correct. Whenever we receive check, what effect we will write? Bank is the receiver because that check we will deposit in the bank. So effect 1, bank is the receiver, affects bank account. And effect 2, we have received from Nalin. So Nalin is the giver, affects Nalin's account. So just now I discussed with you that whenever there is settlement transaction, it is a cash transaction but person's name will also come. Can we clear with that? Whenever there is a settlement transaction, name of person will also come. Any confusion in 69? Raise your hand. Tanushri. Paid salary to Rakesh rupees 5,000.
Rakesh is the receiver of the Rakesh account, and the cash goes out, affects bank cash
Now, Krupa.
Salary is an expense, affects salary account, and cash goes out, affects cash account.
Correct. We discussed whenever there is any expense or income, name of person will not come. So you cannot say Rakesh is the receiver. Paid salary means amount is paid. Now we are not concerned with Rakesh. Who is Rakesh? Nothing to us. We don't have to remember the name of Rakesh because we already paid him the money. Yes, Arushi?
So can we write affects salary expense account?
But you have to write salary is an expense, affects salary account. Effect is salary is an expense and name of account is salary account. Yes, any other confusions in that? So all of you repeat it one more time. Whenever there is any expense or income, person's name will not come. One more time. Got it everyone? So here, effect 1, salary is an expense, affects salary account. And effect 2, cash goes out, affects cash account. See, at this stage, learning stage, so I am pardoning your mistakes, means you need to understand the concepts. Once we come to the next chapter, third chapter, at that time if you make these mistakes, I'll make you write 100 times. This note what I dictated you right now. So right now, it's an understanding and learning stage. So concentrate and understand the concepts properly. But in third chapter when we go, I don't want any mistakes at that point of time. Therefore, so much extra practice we are doing. Otherwise in textbook there are already sums, but by extra sums, so that you get confidence in that. Yes? Where is the check word mentioned? Yes, we can pay the salary in cash. Yes? No expense and income is always third rule, cash transaction. Okay? No problem, you will get confused. Ask the questions and get it clarified. The confusion will not come next time. Any other doubts or confusions? All are clear with this? Next. Paid shop rent rupees 2,500 by check. Kirti.
Shop rent is expense, effect shop rent account, and cash goes out, effect cash account.
No. Niyati.
Shop rent is an income, affects shop rent account. Bank is the giver, affects bank account.
Vidi.
Expense.
Correct. Shop rent is an expense, affects shop rent account, and we have given by check. So bank is the giver, affects bank account. Did you understand this, everyone? We have given check means bank will give the money from our account. Then on 71st, effect 1, shop rent is an expense, affects shop rent account. Effect 2, bank is the giver, affects bank account. Anyone having any doubt in this? All are clear with that? Then 72, Namrata, purchase furniture from Arvind Furniture Mart rupees 50,000.
Furniture comes in, affects furniture account. Urban Furniture Mart is giver, affects Urban Furniture Mart account.
Correct. Name is given means it's a credit transaction. So furniture comes in, affects furniture account. See, if you remember, I told you initial few questions you'll have to ask question to yourself. After that you'll automatically become confident to get the effects on your own. Then you don't have to ask in your mind again and again who is the receiver, what comes in. Then you automatically will be able to identify, which we can see now. You people are doing it. So furniture comes in, affects furniture account. And effect 2, name is given, so Arvind Furniture Mart is the giver, affects Arvind Furniture Mart account. Any doubts in that? All are clear up till here? Then 73rd. See, time is remaining only 5 minutes, so I want to clarify again. Any doubts in the homework questions? If you want me to discuss them? Question 1 and 2 of assignment which was given in homework, Prachi? That's why I asked in the beginning itself, because if there is any doubt, let me know and clarify that. Just a minute. Fifth of question 1 or question 2? Question 2. Paid rent to owner Abhay. So it's a, okay, owner itself we are paying, means owner of the land probably. So it's a cash transaction. You'll say it is cash transaction because rent is an expense. Expense and incomes are always cash transactions. And when you write the two effects, effect 1, rent is an expense, affects rent account, cash goes out, affects cash account. Okay. Wait. Question 1, 7. See, now you people are asking, it's good, you should be asking the doubts, otherwise things will not get clarified. Question 1, 7. Salary paid, so it's a cash transaction because salary is an expense. Expense incomes are always cash transactions. Salary is an expense, affects salary account. Cash goes out, affects cash account. If anyone has written accountant is the receiver, that will be wrong. Yes, what other doubts? Atifa? Question 2, 8. Purchase chairs from Swaminarayan Furniture Mart. It's a credit transaction because name is given. Okay, received commission 250. It's a cash transaction because commission is an income. Income expense are always cash transactions. Effect 1, cash comes in, affects cash account. Effect 2, commission is an income, affects commission account. What are the doubts? Sure, no other doubts? Yes.
Why can't we write Abhay is the receiver in question 2?
Fifth one, because we are paying the rent, means the money is already paid. So, do you want to or need to remember the name of the person whom you are paying the money? So, that's what I said 3 times right now. If there is any expense or income, person's name will not come. Janvi?
Sir, paying the rent isn't settlement.
No. Settlement means what? Today I purchase goods from you on 2 months credit. After 2 months I have to pay you the money. So after 2 months when I pay you the money, it is called settlement. Because in past I purchased on credit, so after 2 months I have to do the settlement of that. That is the settlement transaction. So their person's name will come. Expense and income person's name will not come. They are not settlement transactions. Yes, Anushi.
Sir, can you repeat the seventh answer?
Question 2. Chairs, it is a credit transaction because name is given. Chairs comes in affects furniture account and Swaminarayan Furniture Mart is the giver affects Swaminarayan Furniture Mart account. Okay?
Sir, can you write furniture account?
So you can write furniture comes in. Name of account furniture account. That is also correct. Yes, please.
Sir, we are saying that it is not settlement, but sir, we are giving afterwards rent, so it is not called settlement. Margin is rent.
You can give it afterwards also. Yes. But you are paying the rent finally. So why do you need to remember the name of the person? Suppose the rent of June I give in the month of July. So in the July I give rent to Prince. I have already paid you the rent. So do I need to remember the name of Prince? The money is already paid. So it will be a cash transaction only. Rent is an expense and cash goes out. Okay. Settlement when I say means we talk about the settlement of goods and assets which are purchased and sold on credit. We are talking about the settlement of money for goods and assets which are purchased or sold on credit. Yes, any other doubts? Sure? No other doubts? Okay. Which was the last one we did? 73. So 73 to 100 is your homework. You do it in the pamphlet itself.
So in this 90,
Yes.
in this 91,
Please silence. 91 will be non-economic. No more doubts. That I'll clarify on Monday. I want you people to try on your own. So 73 to 100 is your homework. Plus this you'll do in the pamphlet itself. Illustration 3 of your textbook. That you'll do in the homework notebook and submit it outside. 73 to 100 you'll do it in the pamphlet, and as we discuss the doubts right now, same way Monday we will discuss the doubts. Monday onwards I'll take up with the next topic. Twofold effects. You all should be confident, and practicing this more transactions you will become confident, and still there are more to go in assignments, so you will be practicing after that also. Monday I will take up the next topic, types of accounts. And now because this twofold effects of practice remains, the textbook should be there with you. I'll take up one point of theory from chapter 1 every day. That I'll take up in the beginning. One point of theory from chapter 1 I'll take up in the beginning. Plus in the second chapter I'll take up the types of accounts. Is that clear to everyone? Bye everyone. Yes, tomorrow is the test. This homework is to be done by Monday. Tomorrow statistics classification test. Same time 3:30 to 4:30. Who all are Shabri school students? Stand up. Yes.
Sir, they will come at 2 o'clock.
Your comment? That's at 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow is only half day. From school exam is there.
You were saying 4:10 you will leave.
No, sir, that
Tomorrow you'll be getting free by 2 o'clock. Okay, then no problem. And other Saturdays? So other Saturdays when it is 4:10 you meet me again at Kanai. What is to be done? Tomorrow you reach here by 3:30 regular time only. Okay. Please silence. Yes, Ayushi. Statistics worksheet is pending. Now I'll be giving it to you after we take up the remaining two parts of the chapter, tabulation and graphs. Next assignment I'll give. It will be lot of burden on you if I give you right now, because accountancy assignment will already be there. So right now concentrate on this concept only. Okay?